Hi, I'm Deb, and this is One More Whip. Thanks for joining me today if you're brand new, and if you're not brand new, thanks for coming back. I have been wanting to make this video for a little while, and I had no clue how I was going to do it. I have tried maneuvering my tripod different ways. My phone, I film with my phone. I've tried doing different things, and I can't make it work. So I'm just going to do my best to show you in front of me instead of around like a tutorial. I'm kind of lost when it comes to stuff like that. My video today, my hope always when you come by is that you will leave encouraged to try or do something new, that you can feel good about your work and not worry about what other people might think or say. Today, something has really helped me, so I thought maybe it would help somebody else. So I, as I have mentioned before, have arthritis in my hands, and it's become pretty painful. I have the nodules on my hands, my knuckles are starting to twist a little bit, and so it can be pretty painful. And about a year and a half ago, I was afraid that I was not going to be able to crochet anymore because of the pain in my hands. I was actually starting to feel a little bit desperate. At that point, I could only crochet about 15 minutes at a time. And then I would have to walk away for a few hours, do other things, come back and crochet for a few more minutes. And when I would leave my crochet, I was just hurting. So I started doing some research online, and mostly my search was crochet arthritis. And over and over and over again, furls hooks came up. And I read all the reviews that I could and found that people love them or they hate them. There pretty much isn't an in-between. And I didn't want to pay that much money for a hook. I thought it was stupid to pay that much money for a hook, but I was desperate. So I went to their website and I bought 3 eye hooks. I bought the wood streamline, the resin streamline, and an Odyssey. And because of my tightwad nature, I tried the wood hook first. When it came, I thought, ooh, if I love this wood hook, I can get more of them at less money. So I pulled the hook out of the box and right away didn't love some of the things about it. So I thought, I don't know, and then I pulled out the resin hook, and while it was really pretty, there were some things about it I didn't love either. And I pulled out the Odyssey hook and I thought, this thing weighs 10 pounds. I can't crochet with that. So right off the bat, I was bummed about my purchase. So then I decided, well, I've at least got to put them through some yarn. So a little side note, I used boy hooks at the beginning. I tried Susan Bates, and the way I crochet, the Susan Bates weren't working for me with the I don't even know what the parts of a crochet hook are called. So like on the boy hook, it's tapered, and with the Susan Bates, it's not. It's got a wider hook. That was always splitting the yarn for me. So, and I loved the duller tip of the boy hook. So I'd always used boy hooks. And I got this Odyssey hook, and good golly, look at that is a deep throat on that thing. I thought, I'm going to hate that. Well, I decided it wasn't fair to not put them through some yarn. So I started with the wood hook, and I didn't like it at all. And then I went to the resin hook. I didn't love it either. And I tried the Odyssey hook, and it moved through the yarn like butter. That metal just slides through that yarn like nobody's business. And I thought, this thing is too heavy. It's too heavy. And like the boy user I was, the boy has a thumb rest like most hooks do, this is a clover, by the way. So you put your thumb, you grip your hook, and you go to work. Well, I'm a tight crocheter by nature, so the tendency is to really grip that hook when you're a tight crocheter. It's not just like dancing through the yarn. There's a reason you're crocheting tightly. And I tried this hook over and over and over again, and I was so frustrated with it. As a matter of fact, I took the wood hook and I took the resin hook and I gifted them to a friend because I knew I wasn't going to work with those. But I hung onto this Odyssey hook. And honestly, I was frustrated that there was such a learning curve on it. It shouldn't, a crochet hook shouldn't be something that you can't just start using, right? So I was frustrated with it. I was doing my stitches and it was not working at all for me. I have a little thing here. So like I said, I have this whole table set up to, like tutorial style, so I can show you what I mean, and I can't make it work. But I was taking that hook, lining my thumb up with the head of the hook, and I was trying to make that hook do the work. I was trying to work that hook like nobody's business, and I was not liking it at all. And so finally, I took the hook and I held it in my hand like this, and I loosened up my grip a little bit, and it kind of rolled around a little bit, and there was a sort of a natural resting place in my hand, and I loosened it up. I just sort of let it sit in my hand for a minute. You know, when you get frustrated, so it sort of just sat in my hand like this. This part of the hook was not weighty in my hand. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times. It's a balanced hook, which is fabulous. This hook has to be, since it's heavy. And so there isn't, when you hold it, it's not heavy here, it's not heavy here. It's distributed pretty sweetly. And so I just sort of rested my hands on that hook, and I noticed, so I even moved it a little bit so the weight was here, and noticed that the minute I let go with my fingers, that hook dipped. And I'm thinking, what if I stop trying to make the hook work and let the hook do the work? And it changed everything. And over time, I noticed that when I keep a really loose grip on this hook, I no longer rock my hook. I roll my hook. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold my yarn up here to show you what I mean. But if you have arthritis, if your hands hurt you, if you are a really tight crocheter, this might be a game changer for you. It was everything for me. I can sit and crochet for 6 hours and there is no pain in my hands. When I wake up every morning, my hands hurt me. I sit in my chair, I crochet for 15 minutes, and my hands are great. So this just may change your whole world. So, like I said, it's really hard to see when you're watching me and the hook, but I no longer hold the hook with my thumb in line with the head. I have learned what my range of motion is when I roll this hook. So when I grab my hook, it looks more like my thumb is off to the side of the head of that hook. So I know this isn't natural, but if I flip you down, I don't know if I can do it and see if we're still in frame. I'm going to see what I can do. I'd hate to like have the whole, I'm just going to move you a little bit so I can still sort of see if my hands are in the frame. I'm so sorry about this. If I was any more savvy, this wouldn't be such a big deal. Oh, okay, it's gonna have to be like that. So, let's get my hands back here. So, if you will notice, my thumb is off to the side of that hook, and I'm sorry, you're kind of in the, I tried so hard to make this work, but I just couldn't get it to move my microphone cord out of the way. There, okay, a little bit better, right? So, back here. So my thumb is clear off to the side of the, if I were in line, my thumb would be up here. I'm over here. And the back of my hook is resting right there between my pinky and that fleshy part of my palm. So when I start, I almost do all my crocheting with, these are the two fingers that do the work. These just sort of rest, and a lot of times this finger isn't even involved. So I'm just gonna crochet a tiny bit for you so you can sort of see what I mean. So I start here, and I don't even know if I picked a good yarn for you to see what I'm doing, but I'm just doing half double crochets here. But if you'll notice my hands aren't rocking. My hand is rolling that hook back and forth through the yarn. And my middle finger is doing most of the pushing. And so it's kind of like it is a rolling motion, but if you'll notice, when I come down into here, I'm really letting loose with this so that this sort of dips naturally into the place I want it to be. And I'm trying to do this in a way where you can see it, but I'm going to show you after this stitch. I'm going to just sort of roll my hand over so you can see that my hook rests here. And with that range of motion, it moves just like this through those stitches. So I'm really hoping that if you have purchased a Furls hook that you regret buying, that you'll give it a chance if your hands are hurting. Because, I mean, as we get older, as our bodies betray us, as things change for us, we have to adapt, right? And this adaptation for me has been everything. And I hope, it is my biggest hope, that if you are in a place where you're just frustrated because of pain or stitches that you're having to really just work through, that you are encouraged today to know that you have some options. I'm gonna move this back. I'm sorry, it's probably gonna be a little herky-jerky, but I'd like to see your face. I'd like to see you, not just my hands and my belly back there. Also, one thing that can be a little bit frustrating with the furls is that the stickers on the bottom. It's just a sticker. Why you have such an expensive hook with a sticker that's gonna come off so that you don't know what size hook you have anymore? There's gotta be a better way. Well, I currently have, I think, 7 of the Odyssey hooks. It never occurred to me that getting all one color might be a problem if the stickers are gonna come off. So all of mine are black. I have a little wooden stand, but I am not good enough to look at a crochet hook and go, oh yeah, that's a this. I have to have them lined up and go, yeah, this one's smaller than this one and bigger than this one. So once that came off, I thought I need to find a way to know what hook I have. I was in Joann's one day and I found just these little charms with letters on them. And I think it was a whole alphabet for like $7, something like that. So I just take these little charms, and I know you guys might just have a cow when you see it. I started just putting them around the throat of my hook. And I thought that might not be the smartest thing to do. So I have them in my stand, and when they rest there, they rest in that loop. So I've got my letters in my stand so I know which hook I have. When I take it to my workplace, I take the charm with me so I know which hook it is. So if there's something about it that, you know, there's always another way to do things, right? Always. I'm not a person who believes there's only one way to do something. Maybe a couple things, but you know what I mean. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And if you want to make something work for you, you'll find a way to do it. So today, I wanted to show you too. I forgot to mention this. Even when I pull out this clover hook, I still roll my hook. It's changed the way I crochet. So even if I pull out this clover, I still grab it like I would and I roll it back and forth. It's not in me to rock that hook anymore. It's not in me to grip that hook anymore. Very loose, very open, very easy. And I hope today that you leave encouraged knowing if something isn't working for you in your crochet, there's another way to make that happen for you. If crocheting causes you pain or those stitches are super tight, loosen up, girl. Relax that hand and maybe roll it a little bit. Try less rocking, more rolling. And if you just need some permission to do things differently, if you have looked at every crochet video and go, but holding a hook like that doesn't work for me, do it however does work for you. It's the finished product that matters, not whether we're doing it beautifully, right? Some of the most beautiful works are done in a not so beautiful way. So today, know that there's always room for growth. It's always okay for change, and enjoy it. If it's hurting you, change it. I hope you guys have a lovely day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.